What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spider 301, Stuck in the Web Media. This is another Stuck in the Web series, and I have a very special guest with me today. I will describe him for y'all. He is a multifaceted creator from the DMV whose work bridges music, fashion, and visual art. Known for his authentic style and artistic vision, he has built a reputation as a cultural innovator dedicated to inspiring individuality and self-expression. As a recording artist, he blends raw creativity and personal experiences into music that resonates with audiences throughout the region and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have with me Mr. Bobby Sage. How you doing, man?
Hello, world. Hey, I'm good.
Good. Hey, that's what's up, man. How you feeling? Thank you for joining me here today, man.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You know, definitely I get your perspective on a couple things. Talk about your background and talk about this great music that you just dropped on the world. So I know that you were inspired by your uncle,
Yeah.
Cool the Poet,
Yeah.
and his group Hood Dream Nation.
Yes.
So when you were young, that kind of made you want to get into music, right?
Immediately, I wanted to get into music because even before, my uncle, I was so enamored with music, so deep into music, but really it wasn't. I'd say it was with hip hop music is, around the time when I'm seeing my uncle do his thing, recording with the pop filter, having the do-rag as that pop filter and having that close hook as the,
Yep.
their DIY studio.
Yeah, I do it.
But before then it was rock and roll. I was very stuck into the hippie movement, the Woodstock era. So from then on, and then merging myself into, of course, as a Washingtonian, the go-go scene and the hip hop scene, I was just like, yeah, this is a calling for me to start making some music.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, how would you describe your uncle's and his group's style, and how do you think that cultivated your sound that you have today?
His sound and the group style when they were like my age, I just turned 30. So then when they were in their early 20s, it was the bling bling era of, of the early 2000s music. So it reflected off of whatever was being projected out. I wouldn't say they sounded similar to other artists, but they were, to say or less, they were pretty much just making the music that sounded like of the time.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Now, my uncle's not really heavy on the music scene. Everyone has grown up. They're all in their late 30s, early 40s, kids, families, and stuff. So it's like my uncle told me, he was like, "Look, Hood Dream Nation, you can take that. You can take that and rock with it." I am a member of it, one of the youngest members of it. Lo and behold, I am the youngest member of it, of Hood Dream Nation, but I haven't done anything with the name as of yet.
Okay.
So, because I got my own thing going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got Nirvana Nimbus Entertainment.
Absolutely.
I got that. So, but once I get my money together, Hood Dream Nation will be put to use.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean?
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Now, coming from, you kind of spoke on something I was going to ask about next, as far as the rock and roll background and how that influenced you as well. How do you think because it's not a whole lot of artists in hip hop or like in our urban culture that have a lot. There's a lot of us that really do like kind of fuck with the Blink 182s and Linkin Parks and stuff. But like, how do you think having that background or like gravitation towards the older rock scene like makes you approach your art differently?
Well, you got to remember, rock is black before anything.
100%.
People always tell me, I've had arguments where people were like, "Well, Bobby, how are you a hip hop artist and you only like rock music?" No, some people take away with what I'm saying. No, I started off listening to rock and roll, Led Zeppelin, listening to heavy metal like Metallica, AC/DC, things of that nature, because it's not really the fact that, it's white people making these songs. No, the fact of the matter is that I take it from the punk era scene and from then on, and the Woodstock era scene, and I'm all about peace and love, but I'm also about fighting for my peace and love. And that's where the punk era scene, I'm enamored with that scene, because it's like anti-capitalist, anti-government, anti-war, anti-genocide, anti-everything. Pro-humanity.
There you go.
Isn't that what hip hop is also about? Anti-government with Public Enemy, you know what I'm saying? Anti-establishment with 2013's Yeezus from Kanye West. Like,
Yeah.
I think it makes sense, but some people, are not as knowledgeable, and I don't fault them. I just say up your knowledge before making judgment.
Hey, I
Because
can't argue with it.
it all starts from Robert Jesse Johnson. When he was at the crossroads, allegedly selling his soul to the devil, really in real life, just making his skills a bit better. But yeah, rock and roll comes from Robert Jesse Johnson, whom I also share the kind of the same name with.
Okay.
Government name is Robert Jesse Ellis,
Hey.
but had my family chosen the route of naming me after my great grandfather, who was also named Robert Jesse Johnson, who's a preacher, who used to be a preacher. You know what I'm saying? There would have been some similarities. So I don't know. Maybe Robert Jesse Johnson, the actual blues player, is a family member of mine. I don't know. We'll
Could
see
be.
about
You
that.
never know, man.
Could be.
Things be deep rooted, bro. So you never know. So with the type of music that you're making today, bro, I think it's definitely like bleeding into that. So nah, I definitely respect that perspective, man. And I think more of us do need to get into learning that background of rock because it does come from us. Everything comes from us. You know what I'm saying? We just the niggas. We just, you know what I'm saying?
We the originators, man.
Exactly,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Now, you're not only a recording artist, bro. You're also a visual artist. You get into fashion. You have your clothing line. I heard you can play the guitar.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you do a lot of things, bro. You did a lot of things. So, with the things that you started outside of just making music, how did you branch off into those things? Was that always the original plan, or did you kind of just realize along the way that you had a talent for these things as well?
To answer you properly, it's both. But I will say I do have a plan with everything that I've put my hands on. I always tell myself I put my hands on everything and will be successful at it. So whether it's visual art, whether it's music production, filmmaking, acting, modeling, whatever I do, I aim to be the best at it. Sometimes it doesn't work out because that's putting your eggs in a basket, so you have to do things one at a time. So let's start off with Nirvana Nimbus Entertainment, first and foremost. I got that idea from watching Moon Knight and the Ennead. I like the concept of the Ennead where it's like 9 gods. Now we're getting into Egyptian, mythology. It's 9 gods. And so I figured, okay, if I had Nirvana Nimbus Entertainment, because there's no I in that team, and there's 9 people, I wanted to be a department where there's a department for music, a department for fashion, a department for human resources. Because now, I've also done food drives as well, helping people out. So I want ideally, in a sense, I want to have a corporation or empire, but for the people. I don't know how I'm gonna do that by myself. And if it's gonna be for the people, then I need some people behind me to back me up. You know what I mean? People with money, people with the right resources, because me alone, I can't do this all on my own. So that is the idea of Nirvana Nimbus Entertainment, is to be able to have these 9 departments that can help people out in the creative field and outside of the creative field, be able to help out the homeless, be able to give children proper education, be able to feed people, especially in these dire times. That's my whole goal. I'll probably be in my 40s or 50s by the time that even comes to fruition, but it'll be done. But that's the idea of it. It's just like, starting fashion, I didn't start making clothes. I didn't start designing clothes until like COVID time, until 2020.
Okay.
I was making money then, and I was just like, boredom is a good thing. If you know how to...
It breeds a lot of creativity.
It breeds a lot of creativity, man. Boredom is a good thing if you know how to utilize the time. So with the money that I was making and with the time that I had on my hands, I was like, look, why not create some designs? You're artistic enough, have these, show what these naysayers and harmony hearses, make their jaws drop. And so started designing on bags, tote bags. I wanted to make purses for women because, I'm ignorant when it comes to women. I am. I will say that most men won't admit that, but I am ignorant when it comes to women and what it is about women and their stripes and their successes and things of that nature. So when it comes to the fashion, it was a thing of, okay, let me make this design. And I'm like, oh snap, I'm actually pretty darn good at this. And then went on from there, had my first fashion show in Richmond, February 3rd, so Black History was definitely made at that moment.
That's what's up.
Shout outs to Richmond, VA. 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah.
Shout outs to people in 757. Shout outs to DJ Tellet. That's my boy right there. And everyone else that's in the 804 757 area. But everything else, like with music, like with fashion, it's just me having that idea of, okay, this is for the empire, and going along and saying, oh snap, I actually can do this. Let's see how far we can go.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's a good thing, man. To be able to, like, you know what I'm saying. A lot of people struggle with just one facet of artistry, you know what I'm saying. So to be able to have your hands in different things and say that, and recognize, and then get confirmation from others, that you're good at those things is definitely dope. How would you describe some of your setbacks as far as like trying to, because sometimes we can overload our plate. And have those setbacks, like you said, something might not work out because you're trying to do too many things at once. Have you had those moments? And also, how do you choose what to focus on at a certain time?
Life always sets me back, and I get mad at life because life knows that I am not prepared most of the times for the ventures that I pursue. Whether that be financial, whether that just be happenstance, like maybe it's not the right time, maybe these people aren't the right people, maybe this person isn't the right person to invest in. So I've been learning a lot. When I have setbacks, I learn a lot and I pray. And well, I ask questions first. I let it all out, get mad, cuss out God, whatever. And then I'd be like, look.
My bad.
You know what I'm saying? Look, my bad. I had to vent it out. I had to get some frustration out. I hope you understand. So now I got to pray and ask why. Like, well, all right, so what's the big deal here? Like, what's going on? So that whenever it's a setback, I vent it out, let it out, and then I sit back. Sometimes I apologize within my heart. I don't verbally do it to God, but God knows me. And I just pray and I ask questions, and I'll maybe write in my journal, or I just like contemplate and be like, okay, what's a new game plan? As of late, I will say a setback of mine was this recently, and it was a new life lesson. A setback happened where I was selling my art at Meridian Hill Park, famously known as Malcolm X Park. So that's the name I'm going to stick with.
Okay.
So I was selling my art at Malcolm X Park. Didn't mean for that to rhyme.
There's an effortlessly, y'all.
I was selling the art out there, and then I'm thinking to myself, okay, scattered thunderstorms are about to happen, but hey, we're broke, we need money, and I sold an art piece not too long ago. Shout outs to my coworker Dre for investing.
Absolutely.
But it started raining.
Oof.
And I was like, oh, damn it. I was like, oh my God. Because, I was in the house watching the rain go on and off, and I'm like, all right, this might be the best moment to go out there and make something of myself. So I set up everything. Next thing you know, a little bit of raindrops started falling on my head. I was like, as soon as I set stuff up, and people were looking at me too, setting everything up, and I had the happiest look on my face, and then they saw me put everything back in the bag. And it was embarrassing. It was discouraging. But I sat there in the car for a little while, prayed, smoked a little something, and I was just like, you know what? I put my hands up in the car, and I remember saying to myself, I was like, look, whatever I got going on, whatever I have planned for myself, obviously you got other plans. So I'm going to just give it up to you. I usually don't do that because of my pride, but whatever you got going on for me, I told God, I was like, I'm impatient, so hurry it up a little bit. But at the same time, it's on your time. I get it, but can we meet middle ground where it's like on both of our time? Trying to be equal with God.
Hey, look, man, you gotta give it up to him. Be like, all right, man, I forgot. You driving.
You driving, Sometimes you the passenger, and I gotta forget, God be driving on the left-hand side. I'm thinking, hey, the steering wheel's on this side.
Let me see what this thing do. I definitely get that, bro. I definitely get that, and I've faced similar situations like that before. I can definitely relate, bro. I can definitely relate. Another point I wanted to make was, nowadays it seems like we don't have any, for lack of better words, one-dimensional artists to where we're just artists of one facet of one niche. How do you feel about the fact that like one-dimensional artists are no longer really celebrated? Like most people that you see out here that are creatives, they are doing multiple things. They're either rapping and singing, or rapping and doing another type of art, or rapping and having another business and this, that, and the third. Do you think it's fair to the artists that we kind of have to do that in order to make something of ourselves, versus back in the day, you were an artist, you focused on being an artist, and you branched out into other things when you found that success as an artist. What's your opinion on like just how that is now?
I knew this question would come up. I knew this question would come up. Today is the day.
Yep.
What I'm gonna say is probably gonna piss people off. And it's gonna resonate with a lot of others.
Okay.
I feel like the commercialization of artists, and that's exactly what it is because of social media, because of it's just commercialization. It's the game is different, but the game is still the same. How you play is still the same. Now, who's playing it is different. What the requirements are different. It's a lot of DIY environment that we're in, which is cool. But again, with a person like me, it took me years to get a manager. Shout out to my manager, Brandon Deshawn.
Shout out to Brandon.
It took me years to get a manager. And it's probably going to take me a little bit longer to get my ideal team together, because it's not about what you know, it's about who you know, and that's always been the factor in the scene.
That's true.
It's always going to be the factor. All these celebrities and whatnot, oh geez, because they know a person.
Yeah.
They're probably a family member of theirs,
Yeah.
through blood or through marital status.
Yeah.
They're probably a great friend of theirs from the crib until now. That's literally how it is. Yeah. And if you're not that close, then you can't get in the club. Simple as that. Same thing with high school. If you're not part of the popular kid group, then you're not a popular kid. Go find another group. And it still plays out like that. Now, for people like me, the underdogs that aren't supposed to be successful by themselves or with just a few people, well, first and foremost. Secondly, to those that are out there like me, you can find your folks. It may just be 5 people and you yourself. You don't need 25 people. You don't need a group of 35 niggas, and because then that's where the Judases start emerging. You get the Judases emerging, and I've seen it, I've heard it. People thinking that stabbing one in the back is, this is just how the industry is.
Yeah.
No, that's
business.
It's just business. No, that's just how you are.
Yeah.
And people will be like, don't take it personal. That's kind of personal. So, folks, fuck what you heard and fuck what they tell you. I don't know if I can be cussing on here. I hope.
Yeah, you good.
Oh, we good? Okay,
Yeah.
Fuck what you heard and fuck what they told you.
Hey, man.
You can do it with a small team that believe in you, but at first you have to have the belief in yourself. Then it magnetically resonates with other people. Now, because I will say this, going back to the commercialization, because of social media and because people are now able, at first you had to earn the blue check, now you can just buy it. You can't really tell who's putting in the work and who's not.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you, Bobby Sage puts in the work. I just don't broadcast it all the time. And I'm probably branching off of a rant right now, but I personally believe that broadcasting everything and showing, a dog, broadcasting everything and showcasing everything doesn't need to be done. Sure, for the audience, for the consumers, they need to know. I think like a consumer too. I'm a consumer myself, also a proprietor of these things that we all consume. But at the same time, how I see it is just do it. Most people don't even care about the process. I mean, I guess they do, but at the end of the day, they don't, because they want the result.
That's true.
At the end of the day, they want the result.
That's true.
The behind the scenes stuff is just that's fun and whatnot. And
Right.
again, this is just my personal opinion. To conclude it, do what you feel is right for you, but don't knock other people down, such as myself, that are doing the same thing that you're doing. And because I'm not part of the popular kids table, you know, don't treat people like me like we ain't shit. That's what I will say to that.
That's real. That's real, man. A word for sure. To get into the real heart of the interview, on July 20th, you dropped your album Hothead. Congratulations on that, first and foremost.
Thank you.
It's a solid piece of work. I definitely listened to it myself. How did you come up with the title and the whole concept of the album?
The concept wasn't going to be an album at first. It was going to be a 7-track EP. I ain't gonna lie, I was bored. Hothead was not gonna be the name of it. I forgot what it was gonna be. Actually, Hothead was supposed to be Antithesis 5.
Got it.
That's what it was supposed to be. So some of the beats that you hear now on there were supposed to be on that album, but I'll make more beats and I'll give it a different direction. With Hothead, so it's like this thing with me and Kanye West telepathically. This is where I start kind of sounding crazy. Whenever he drops, I drop.
Okay.
So he came out with Bully, and I'm listening to it and the controversial stuff that's going on with him. Some of the things I feel like in my life, whatever happens with Ye happens with me. Some folks will probably be like, oh, this guy's crazy. Maybe. But is it a coinky dink? I don't think so. So I figured, okay, with all the stuff that's been transpiring with me, things that have been pissing me off, holding it in, holding my tongue.
Yeah.
I figured, well, since he has his thing going on with Bully, I'm going to call it Hothead. It's not exactly copy and paste. You know, but there's some similarities. Right. There's some similarities to it. But again, it was a 7-track EP, and I'm putting the songs together. And at first, I didn't know what to do. I was like, this doesn't sound like Antithesis at all, because Antithesis has deep house, D&B, atmospheric D&B, like drum and bass, that type of sound. So this one was very rigid, has a lot of razor sharp edges. It's almost like Yeezus. It's exactly like Yeezus. Most of the sound in there is exactly like Yeezus. I love Yeezus.
Yeah, I can see the similarities for sure.
You know what I mean? Like Yeezus was that sound, and I wish he stuck with that sound because everyone picked up on that and went on with it. So Kanye, thank you for putting out Yeezus. I wish you didn't listen to Rick Rubin, because we would have had a full 2-hour length album. That would have been cool, but whatever, you know. Yeezus 2 should have came out, but whatever, dude. You do what you do. You're a billionaire. So yeah, with Hothead, it started off as a 7-track EP, but then I was like, okay, let me put more on here. So I started adding more songs. I started saying things. I had trouble with what I was talking about, though. I was like, well, what do I talk about now? I think my last EP, which was Her, I talked about dealing with this woman that I was dating, situationship, and then she broke up with me, hurt my heart, and I was like, all right, cool, R&B me's back in action. So it was like, all right, hip hop me's back in action now, and I'm taking over. And with this, I was like, okay, think about the times people undervalued you. Think about the times people, like I said, treated you like you wasn't shit. Hence the song Never Gonna Play Me, because it's just like, y'all are never, ever gonna play me again. You know, I ain't your doorman, fuck them tickets. A poor man only hopes and wishes. You know what I mean? When I was a doorman for a specific group, Creative House DMV, shout outs to Mark Bravo, Takaso 5 and all of them, I did feel undervalued at times. I did feel like, okay, I should be a part of you guys. I should be what you guys are doing. A head director of something, or at least a director assistant of something. Like, I'm more than just some dude. Can I scan your QR code? Like, like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like, there were times that they put me on there for a lot, and it's like, I understand in a universal sense, everybody gets their time and everybody gets their shine. I sometimes fall into that mentality, be like, well, fuck that. I've been waiting so long. This is where my impatience comes in, and people call it entitlement, but it's just like, okay, I'll use the word entitlement. Like, yeah, I deserve to be on stage consistently, not sitting on a seat or whatever and having people talk to me like however and be like, oh, well, just make sure you get the people's tickets. Come on, man. Come on. And there's people probably still in that group. Not to knock Creative House and what you guys do, because you guys were the same group that helped me out with making my fashion show. I thank you all for that. Mark Bravo said it himself that I'm up next. I do believe that. What I'm saying is not trashing anything, but this is what happened. This is how y'all treated me. You know what I'm saying? And I would go in deeper, but that would be gossiping, and I'm not doing that.
Understood.
But I will say nonetheless, throughout each organization, WLF agency, shout out to Ozzy, Open Gem, shout out to Nature Boy.
Absolutely.
That's pretty much what I was doing, was hopping from organization to organization to organization to find my people, realizing that these people are my people, but aren't the people that I need to be permanently siding with. That's the best way I can put it. Because they already got their established folks. They already got their golden boys, golden girls. They already got those people. And again, with my impatience, it's just like, look, maybe I think too highly of myself. Maybe it's my grandeur. But it's just like, yo, I'm right here. Coach, get me the fuck off the bench. Yeah. I want to play. Even if I scuffle on the ground, I'm going to get up and I'm going to pick that ball back up and I'm going to try at least and throw a three-pointer. I'm going to try and slam dunk. I'm going to try each and every time.
That's what's up.
I think I'm gonna conclude it with that.
Yeah, that's what's up. No, I like that answer, because I definitely, when I was listening to Hothead, I felt that translation of, like, you know what I'm saying, like trying to, speak to everyone who maybe thought less of you and things. That's definitely got the vibe that I got from listening to that. So it makes sense that those are the experiences that you went through and everything like that. I do want to highlight that, you do produce as well. Did you produce everything on the album?
Everything on there.
Absolutely. That's amazing, first and foremost. Another thing I want to highlight is that there's no features on the album.
No.
Was that intentional?
Yes.
Okay.
Very, very intentional. I'm not big on collaborations, but I'm not against featuring people. I'm not against it at all. I've had people ask me, yo, Bobby, can I get on this track right quick? And at the time I was like, nah, because I wanted to have something to say on there. And for those that still want opportunities to work with me, you gotta have BandLab for one. And for two, you just gotta have BandLab. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm not going to a studio because of bad experiences with that.
Understood.
Where I've came out of pocket for other people, and then people started hearing about that. Oh, Bobby will take care of you. I'm not your parent. You're a grown-ass adult. If it's out of the kindness of my heart, then don't take that for granted, because then I will turn sour. So that's why I say now, it's like, if you want to work with me, BandLab, strictly BandLab. I'm not coming out of pocket for studio time. I'm not driving to your studio. No, I will be in the comfort of my car, comfort of my home, and we can do it that way. And then I'll have DistroKid pay and all that stuff. But for this, I wanted no features on there. Most of my stuff has no features.
Gotcha.
I do here and there, but I don't know. I'm not big on features. I'm very and pause on this one. I'm very anal about how I want my stuff to sound.
Gotcha.
And it's like, if you're not up to par, or if we're not on a plateau where it's not that I want you to do everything that I want you to do. I don't want to seem like a control freak. But if you're not on the wavelength that I'm on when it comes to music, let's go do something else. You know what I mean? Because I already have my set vision, my set goal, my set routine. And if you have something that is opposing, I'm open to it, but I'm a little bit hard-headed as well. Whatever I say, it goes. And if that's a problem with you, that's fine. You don't have to work with me. You know what I'm saying? That may be a bit problematic for some people. Because, you know, I have the best ideas. I have the best ideas. I just, you see, my brain is just so awesome. You know, there we go. I hate to sound overly confident.
Hey man, talk your shit.
You know, but hey, that's what people want from me. People want me to talk my shit, and I don't want people to get mad at me and be like, "Oh, this pompous ass." I'm not a pompous ass. I'm a dude that knows his shit. I've been in this game for 10, 11 years, probably more than that. Way before any of you fuckers were born. That's all I'm saying. Way before any of you all were born. So yeah, I know a thing or two about a thing or two, but I'm not farmers. So.
There you go. There you go. So you are doing all of this off of BandLab as far as your production and music. That's amazing.
Yep.
First and foremost, because I never would have guessed that.
Yep.
I never would have guessed that. Shout out to you for taking the time to create that and really put the quality into it. If you didn't say that to anybody, nobody would fucking know. You said that, I'm like, ain't no fucking way.
Yeah, I took the Steve Lacy route.
Yeah.
And because that's literally watching that video from Steve Lacy. He was like, yeah, I did Bandcamp. I used Bandcamp to make his EP, and I was like, yo,
yeah,
that was confirmation for me right there, because
it's crazy.
I didn't know that you could do that.
Right.
And I think at the time that I had, the car that I had was an O2 Honda. So the interior of it was suede. So it absorbs the sound. You know what I'm saying? But now with my Maxima, it's different because you can still hear the acoustic in the car. But thank God for eMastered, which is a free website where you can mix and master all your stuff. Free game. Free game. You don't need these studios, people. You just got yourself and get the right websites. Then with the subscription that I have for BandLab, you can use AI to like clean up your vocals and stuff like that. So no, disclaimer, I did not use any AI for all of the stuff.
Right.
I didn't. I am so anti-AI, but I use AI as a proper tool, how it's supposed to be used.
There you go.
Okay? So all you people that are making music videos and all that hoopla with AI, shame on you. You're killing the earth and you're better than that. Shame on you. Get off the fucking bandwagon. But yeah, I've been recording music since 2017. So since I was 21, I'm 30 now. That's been my whole process. Get in the car, make sure my environment is quiet. Even sometimes, some songs, some older projects, I would, be in my house, throw the covers over, and do it like that.
Okay.
The house is quiet enough.
Okay.
Ain't nobody really making noise. It's just find your environment. Hell, I remember starting, even before I was recording in my car, I would just record outside. Have the birds chirping, and it would be in sync too with some of the stuff. And folks, I've been doing it just like that, guerrilla style, for a hot ass minute.
It's amazing what you can do when you put your mind to it, honestly. Now, out of the album, it's been out for about maybe like a couple weeks now.
Yes.
As far as feedback that you've gotten, what are some of people's favorite tracks, and then what is your favorite track?
People love the album. Yesterday, I got confirmation from Gas the Scientist. Shout out my boy. He also had an album release party, so y'all should go listen to that.
Nice.
Gas liked it. Everybody else is liking it. The song that everybody likes is Quicksand, which surprises the hell out of me, because when I made it, I hated Quicksand.
Really?
I didn't like it.
I like Quicksand.
It sounded, see? You know what I'm saying? Everybody loves Quicksand, and people, they'll say, oh, it brings out, they say it taps into the like primal side of them. I'm like, I didn't know I could do that. All right, I didn't know I can tap that in for y'all, but I see what people mean, because it's just like, it's the drums. It's really the drums and the voices, those ancestral voices.
Yeah.
It's a black ass song, And then I sampled Prince in the introductory piece where he's like, "Welcome to America, where you can be famous for doing absolutely nothing at all." And I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, this is a real black ass song right here. I'm like, yeah. So, hey, look, power to the people, dog, for real. But like, I hated the song because it sounded so muddy, and I was like, oh, I'm worried if people are gonna even understand what I'm saying. I'm worried, like everything in that song was supposed to sound muddy on purpose, hence why it's called Quicksand.
Right.
It's supposed to sound like that. It's supposed to have the 3 Ks in Quicksand because it's just like,
I saw that. I said, I know what type of time.
you know what I'm saying? You know what type of time this song about to be on. So if you ain't ready for it, you might get shook listening to it. Like you might start looking behind your back and shit if you're, not of this skin color. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, I like the fact that everybody loves Quicksand. Now, a few of my favorites. I love Varsity. Varsity, I wanted to bring in like this reggaeton, at the very end of the song. I wanted to have like this reggaeton, doom dap dap doom dap dap. Well, that's pretty much Brazilian, but like reggaeton Brazilian funk to it with that that video game sound with it. So I was like, okay. I was fighting with Varsity. I'm not gonna lie. I was fighting with that song because I didn't know where to take it, and I didn't know how to do reggaeton and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
I'm like, and I don't want to seem like I'm appropriating Hispanic culture.
Right. I get it.
I don't want to seem like I'm doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay. I was gonna leave the song alone for a little bit, but I was like, nah. I gotta do something with it. So Varsity, I was like, okay, what can I say? How can I come up with this song? I was like, okay. I thought about high school. I was like, JV, Varsity, JV, you got that's the little league team, but it's like you guys were the runner-ups of being varsity. Varsity, you're the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're that guy. You're the elite jock. Okay, well, in my personal experience, I hated jocks. So you varsity ass niggas out here in the world, in the music scene, you guys think y'all are big and bad and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Probably thinking that I'm a weirdo, never speaking to me, because you all are varsity ass niggas. I don't know if I'm considered even JV. I don't know. I think I'm CEO. I think I'm past both of those. You know what I mean? I even considered myself CEO in the song, in one of my songs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm past varsity. But all you guys are varsity ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? How the weirdos stay getting all proceeds. So that's where the essence of Varsity came out.
Okay.
It's just me bucking at all the people that think they're bigger and better because they got this following, this mass following, or they might know this celebrity, this, that, and the third. You niggas ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all ain't shit.
Talk about it.
I know how y'all treat me outside. You know what I'm saying? So the Varsity's one of them. Track 1 is my favorite because of the excerpt, the piece that I took from Hollywood Shuffle, Robert Townsend's movie Hollywood Shuffle, where the character's named Bobby and he wants to be a famous actor. In that movie, to summarize it, is like he did get to the big leagues, but then it was a part where he had to sell himself out, whether fill in this stereotype of how Hollywood thinks black people are, or just go to the post office. Like I said in the movie, hey, at least the post office is there. So it's like, I'm always told in my life, get a good job, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. I've always been told this is not gonna work out. From family, from friends, I've always been told, oh, stop painting, no one's gonna buy your stuff. Stop making clothing, stop buying all these blank canvases of clothing. No one's gonna buy your stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like,
That's crazy.
Never Gonna Play Me is, not just to the music scene, it's also for family, it's also for my peers. It's like, y'all not gonna keep on denying these things about me that are obviously proven otherwise by God. You know what I'm saying? Like the stories that I can say that where I could have taken an L, but it's all straight W's out here. You know what I mean? Like, stop playing with me. You're never gonna play with me no more. Why? Because God's got my back. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And
That's
then
real.
Third favorite is Earnings. Earnings is a song that to this day I'm so scared that I put out because the samples by Corona. This is the rhythm of the night.
Okay.
The night. I wanted to freak that joint a little bit more, but I was like, I could get in trouble for this. I was like, I really could get in trouble with this shit. Like, I really, really, really could. But hey, if it means getting my name out there,
Yeah.
look, to the Corona estate, I'm sorry. If you come across the song, please do not sue me. I don't have money. I don't. Please, I'm a guy that makes music, all right, and I love the song, and I resonated with it. So please don't sue me. Enjoy the song though, but please don't sue me. But yeah, it's talking about Kundalini arising, in a sense, and just pretty much it's a message to people out there that feel down about themselves, where it's like, okay, maybe they're at this point right now where it's like, oh, maybe I should just throw in the towel. Maybe I should give up. Maybe I should just live an average lifestyle. If that's what you want to do, cool. But I would say continue your pursuit. And if it's not working out in that specific pursuit, still be in the field, but try something different. There's nothing wrong with trying something different. It's just, because I even have those bouts as well. It's like, okay, maybe I might not be that A-list celebrity that I imagined myself to be at 10 years old. Maybe I might not get there. And that's the reality of it. I might, but you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I'm holding on to. I might, you know, but it's just like, okay, what would be the best option? And whatever I put my hands on, I'm gonna be the best at.
There you go.
So yeah.
There you go. Yeah, definitely. You got a lot of dope tracks on there, man.
Thank you.
And with your production, I know you do a lot of sampling. You have a lot of things in there that translate, or you use as metaphors to get your message across on there. I'm gonna take it left a little bit because I did a research on the interview you did. Is it true that you once sampled porn in your music?
Yes, I did. I have 2 songs where I sampled some pornos. Because of the idea that I have for it is where I'm gonna make a project talking about, my addiction to porn, and I wouldn't say sex addiction. I'm not that sexually active, but very, very much a hypersexual person I am.
Okay.
Where did you hear that from? Where did you hear?
I do my research, bro. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Oh no, that's probably from Antithesis 4. Yeah, you definitely did your research. Yeah. You hip too. Yeah, you know ball. All right, you know ball. Yeah, Antithesis 4. I did sample a lot of porn stuff in there. I like porn. Hey, I do. I like porn. I know it's a sick thing. I know it, but I mean, sex is natural. It's okay. It's fine. To me, it's just like it's like sex education for me. To me. People have their perspectives about porn. I've come from a childhood where my father had that infamous closet, that infamous DVD catalog where you open that black case open, and it's a bunch of crazy ass names in there.
Yep.
Popped in that VHS tape, oh, the kids aren't supposed to see this. Well, so porn has been around my life. But I also realized that porn has it been a detriment? I'd say it's been an obstacle. And hence why I am going to be making an album or a project about that, because as much as I love porn, porn is in the way. Porn is in the way for me to really have a perspective on what love is, to have a perspective on how to, I have a good perspective about women. I keep shit real with everybody. So I don't think it's messed up in any way. Do I sexualize women a lot in my head? Yeah, I'm like the Hugh Hefner in my mind. Like every woman I done made love with. But in reality, no, I have the ultimate utmost respect for women. I would not try anything. So it's a battle with that. Well, not really a battle. It's just I know that that's porn and that's fantasy, and I know that this is the real life. And anything I try in the porn world on a person in real life, you might get slapped the shit out of, or you might go to jail.
Yes.
But to go back to it, yeah, I use porn to like, kind of like say certain things for me. I use certain samples to like speak for me in ways that I wouldn't be able to speak for myself, or be able to like put in lyrics. So to give a better image, yeah, you might hear a white girl talk about this endowed black guy, and it's just like, okay, well, I'm referencing myself. Not that I want to be with a white woman, but it's like in most cases in my sexual endeavors, that is what I hear from women. That is what happens. And you know, hey, some boyfriends get jealous, some husbands get mad. Um, I'm sorry. I am sorry. I am so sorry. I'm sorry. So
Okay, yeah. I had to ask about that. I said this one's gonna fuck him up, but yeah, we had to get the story on
throw that
that.
curveball in
Yeah,
there.
no, I gotta do it, man. I gotta do it. But then to get back on track a little bit, you've lived pretty much everywhere in the DMV. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. You were born in DC.
Correct.
You lived in Virginia for a while, and you're currently in Maryland.
So you got it right.
Okay.
So I was born and raised in DC.
Okay.
Born and raised in DC, 1996.
Okay.
You got me thinking about my life now. You got me thinking about my life. Born and raised in DC in Northwest from 1996 all the way. So here's where it gets funny.
Okay.
I moved out. My parents moved us from Northwest, and we started living in New Carrollton in 2001.
Okay.
So I was 5 years old, but I was still going to school in DC.
Gotcha.
I didn't go to school in Maryland until fifth or sixth grade. So whatever year that was,
Yeah.
whatever time frame that is, yeah,
Gotcha.
that's when I stopped going to DC schooling.
Gotcha.
My mother didn't want to take me back home at times. She wanted to be with her family.
Oh.
And that's what it was. Is I remember a lot of my time in DC because of my mom.
Gotcha.
She didn't want to go back to the house in New Carrollton where dad was waiting there for us and stuff. And dad's getting mad, like, man, where the fuck y'all at, man? You know what I'm saying? Type shit.
Yeah.
So it's when I tell people that I'm from DC, but also from Maryland and from Virginia, people be like, oh, you ain't from DC. Nah, nigga, I'm from DC. If you're born in Children's Hospital, where the capital is at, you're from DC. Like there's some things that some folks that claim they're from DC that y'all don't know about Fonzie the Clown, okay? Y'all don't know about that CVS across the street from where Fonzie was working at. Y'all don't know shit about what I know. Y'all don't know about Caribbean Carnival that used to be from Georgia Avenue,
Oh my God.
all the way from Silver Spring, all the way down to Howard University.
way
Yeah,
down.
I'm showing my age, folks. Yeah, to all the transplants out there, y'all don't know shit. Y'all don't know shit.
No, for real. So the reason why I brought that up is because I wanted to know your perspective of artistically or just for music itself. Which letter in the DMV do you think has the best atmosphere for up and coming artists, whether it just be music or just art in general?
The V. VA. Because that's where I got my start at.
Okay.
That's where I got my buzz at. That's where I got my name, established. Because at first I went through so many names, Bobby E, until Bobby Valentino changed his name to Bobby V. I was like, you bitch. Then who else was I? I was Rob Paradise for a little bit, but everybody was like, that sounds like a porno name. I was like, all right, try another one. Then I was Star Child for a minute. And then my cousin was like, oh, that's a cute name. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I just can't get it right. So I went by Sage for a little bit. Then I met somebody out here in Mount Rainier over at Joe's Movement Emporium. Shout outs to them. You guys also made me who I am today. Yeah, I'm well connected, dude.
Yeah.
I'm well knit. Like I don't claim fame. I don't be like, yeah, I'm super famous, dude. But it's just like, yeah, I'm well known.
There you go.
It never stopped in high school. You know what I'm saying? So I met up with somebody and they asked me for my name. I was like, well, my name is Sage. They was like, what's your first name? So I thought about the X-Men character, Bobby, Iceman. And I was like, well, first name's Bobby. I was like, Bobby Sage. And then turned around and clickety-clack on the laptop. It was like, that's a good rap name. So thank you to, I wish I knew their name. I know their face if I see them. I was like, thank you for creating me as well. This is a God-given name. You know what I'm saying? It all comes comes down to it. But to answer your question, get back on track. VA helped me out a long way. Man, from the open mics, shout outs to Melodic Mondays, shout outs to Seven, shout outs to everybody out there in Richmond. Karma, I love you. Shout outs to PGB Renegade, that's my boy. He's actually out here in DC, so hopefully I see him. Shout outs to Jadakiss too. He also, I came out of pocket for it. Jadakiss, I need my money back. But shit, it was like $1,300 that I dropped on Jadakiss just for him to shout me out and to put my name out there. But it's just like, hey, I kind of need that money back, player. But Richmond definitely put me on some sort of a map. I also was being pulled down a lot at the same time. But Richmond did put me on a pedestal.
Okay.
If you go out there and you ask who Bobby Sage is, people are gonna be like, yeah, I know him.
Okay.
And then I established myself even more out here, coming back home, and making myself, like, I wouldn't say a home name, not yet, but a well around name for myself out here in the DMM area.
Right.
So yeah, man. Yeah, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's that very interesting perspective. A lot of people going to debate about that all the time, but it's definitely, can be different answers for everybody. But like what I'm learning now, because I've recently moved out to this side, is that like Virginia has a lot to offer, you know what I'm saying? And growing up in the Maryland and DC area, a lot of us don't see that because I'm sure a lot of the Maryland, DC people, they don't get out past where they are.
And it's the same thing with people in Richmond.
Really? Okay.
It's and even with the song Fishbowl, in a fishbowl theory, lock it in and pick a lane. But the thing is that the fishbowl theory is this: you swim in the same shit, same urine each and every day, and it's no different to you.
Right.
Now, of course, people may not have the resources to step out of their homes, may not have a car, but you have a friend that can get you there.
Yeah.
You have train, plane, you have Uber, and I get it, a lot of stuff costs. But if you can get out of your environment, not to say that Richmond is a terrible place, but I know a lot of people out there where they're only famous in Richmond. People in Maryland, only famous in Maryland, only famous in DC. Nothing wrong with being local. If that's what you're striving for. Me, that's not what I'm striving for. I know that's the next level for me, to be locally. But I'm striving for more than that. Call me greedy. But yeah, you got to step out. Folks, you got to step out. You got to step out. There's more to it. There's a scene in Minnesota, and my manager's telling me this because he is out and about.
Right.
There's a scene in Iowa. What the fuck is going on in Iowa realistically? Like, I didn't even know that they had a scene in Iowa.
No idea.
You know what I mean? But there's a whole thing going on out there. And it's like people are stuck in their fish bowls because it's like, oh, well, my niggas is out here doing their thing and we just gonna go up and down the East Coast. No, numbnuts, go to West Coast. Go further up north, see what Canada has to offer.
Yeah.
Renew your passport, see what the other side of the world has to offer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, go out there. And I know in this day and age, people are worried about ICE, people are worried about deportation. Man, fuck all that. That's a fear tactic. They did that during 9/11 times with xenophobia and making sure that you weren't a Muslim and shit like that.
Yeah.
The system is trying to scare you into not becoming who you want to be. And if you strive to be more, then damn it, you have to go out for more to be more. You don't understand. They're compressing you, people, with the surveillance, with everything. They want to make sure that you are complacent, that you stay where you're at, so that way you cannot grow. Grow. That's the most rebellious act ever, is to grow. Grow. Get the fuck out of DC. Get off of U Street. Ain't shit else there. I'm here to tell you. There ain't shit there. And if you think there's stuff there, it's the same shit from last weekend, people. It's the same shit. Our venues are closing. Looking Glass Lounge is dead. What else is gonna be dead? The Pocket? Songbird? Huh? How many of us can migrate to Baltimore and then go back to the city?
Right.
How many of us feel comfortable being in Baltimore? I don't. It's fucking Gotham City out there. I have no business being in Baltimore unless I'm making money out there. Like, that's some real shit. Like, but that's just me though. But I will still go to Baltimore. I've been in Baltimore and performed. Now would you, yeah, but personally, would I be in Baltimore just for shits and giggles? Hell no. No, but
I feel that.
folks, get out there.
feel that.
Just get out there.
I feel that, man.
There's more to it than
Yes,
just
indeed.
the DMV. I know we're the pinnacle of whatever the fuck we think we are,
Yeah.
but there's other places. There's other places.
Absolutely. So, I think about a week before you dropped the album, Hothead, you had a listening event.
Yes.
Okay. How did that go?
It went well. The people that were supposed to be there were there, and I thank all of them. I thank them and I love them. But I'm also gonna talk my shit because it was supposed to be about more. It was supposed to be way more people than that, right? A whole month in promotion.
Yeah.
Promoted from all of the month from June until the end of June. Everybody, it was literally, and I looked on Posh, it was like literally almost 83 people, almost 100 people that looked at it,
Right.
but didn't RSVP. And it was for free. And I told my manager that it pissed me off, it discouraged me, but he told me, the people that are supposed to be there are gonna be there, and those are the people that you need to have around. That's cool. That's, and I to this day, I hold everyone that was there near and dear, but fuck all of you that didn't show up for a free listening event. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be petty a little bit because 83 of y'all and none of y'all showed up. The venue could have held 60 people. That's word from my manager. Shame on all of you that didn't pull up. I gave y'all everything. I gave y'all a month in advance. Some people thought some of the promotions were about them, and I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't personally about them.
Right.
But I took whatever was happening being thrown at me, and yes, I used it for promotional purpose. People thinking that the event was on June 13th. No, numbnuts, it's on July 13th. I get it. You see two J's, and y'all got other stuff going on. I'm trying to be understanding as possible, but at the same time, nigga, come on. That's just those are the two sides of my brain. It's like, I get it, I understand, but bro, really? But okay. Now that I got that off my chest, it was a good event. It was great. I wasn't able to circle myself around fire like how I imagined.
Okay.
Like, I have these grand ideas, dude, that really I need about like $2 million in the bank to execute. You know what I'm saying? Because my ideas are like stadium level stuff. Kanye's standing on the globe type shit.
Okay.
You need standing on the globe money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't have it yet. I just don't have it, so I had to make do. But the people that were there, all my family, all the people that were there, I love them for being there. I love them for the support. I had to come to an understanding that, again, the people that show up are the people that are meant to be there.
That's true.
Those that didn't, you had your reasons, but you also had the opportunity. So I'll leave it at that.
That's true. That's true. And do you plan on doing any other type of events to promote the album?
Yes.
Okay.
Another listening event is in the making. I'm gonna make a deluxe version of Hothead.
Ooh.
I'm gonna add 4 to 5 more songs because I know on streaming, because of a certain song that I literally screen recorded and sampled that, I was like, all right, that's enough samples. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get sued out my ass. Like, I'm really not. So streaming, 14 tracks. On SoundCloud, 15. And then when the deluxe version comes out, it's gonna be about 20 songs. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I'm working on that because there's other beats on there that I'm just like, oh, this can go on there. Oh, this can go on there. Oh, that song from 3 years ago, I can take that, throw it in there. Yeah. Yeah. So
That's what's up, man.
deluxe version is coming out. Listening Party Part 2. It's coming up soon.
All right, so that means y'all need to make sure that y'all be there for the next listening party. Make sure that y'all listen to Hothead and the Deluxe when it comes out on all the platforms that it's going to be out on. Man, this dude is definitely putting in a lot of work, a lot of creativity, a lot of energy into this music. And if y'all listen to it like I did, I think that y'all will see and hear and feel everything he was trying to convey through the music, the lyrics, the samples, everything that he decided to take his time to craft. So as we wrap up, man, are any final thoughts, any things that you want to tell the people before we go?
People, it took me 10 to 11 years. And it may take me a little bit longer. I'm probably gonna die doing this shit. My mindset is do everything as if you're about to die today. Because you never know when the expiration date hits. When I turned 30, I caught news of Oliver Tree dying at 32. May he rest in peace. So with that being said, folks, I, Bobby Sage, I want y'all that are out there that don't know what they're doing, have no idea what they're doing, probably want to give up before even starting, probably want to give up while you're doing what you're doing. Just think about it. Think about it, because you can be in this position too. You really can. You can be in the position to perform at the Howard Theater like how I did. You can be in the position to sell, if not 1 to 2 paintings at an art exhibition. And it may just be that one time. Van Gogh only sold 1 painting before he passed away. Pablo Picasso, I think, only sold 2. Not everyone's going to be Basquiat. And I'm pretty sure Basquiat wouldn't even like the direction of where his stuff is going, because he hated capitalism. But he took advantage of it. You know what I mean? He took advantage of it. However you do this game, this thing called life, I call it a game, because it's just, that's where the fun comes in. But however you want to operate in this thing called life, just do it to the best of your ability. Don't be an NPC. We have enough of those out here in the world. Be a little bit different. Be like Neo and don't be like Agent Smith. And that's all I'm gonna say, people of Earth.
There it is, y'all. The word by Bobby Sage, man. Definitely want to thank you for coming on this platform. And I meant to say in the beginning, happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you.
30 is a milestone, and for you to show up like you showing up right now for the creative environment and everything, I think is really dope, bro. I think you got a great sound. I think you gonna do big things, bro. You already have this artistic nature about yourself where you're like unapologetically vulnerable with the things that you convey through your art. So I think that's something that a lot of people can tap into more, to be able to find their people, find their demographic, find the people that are going to gravitate towards the type of things that you're putting out here for the world. So thank you once again, man. This has been another Stuck in the Web series on Stuck in the Web Media, man. Bobby Sage, make sure y'all go listen to Hothead. But for now, we gone, y'all.
What's going on, guys? I'm Bobby Sage, and I am stuck in the web yet again.